All right. I haven't talked about Hasan. Be real. I've been holding my tongue for a long time. I've been letting shit slide, right?
What is the definition of a long time?
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe
It's been a few weeks.
Yeah.
Like I've mentioned him
Is that a
maybe
long
like
time?
passing, but Hasan is still doing like full episodes about me. And you guys will understand how fucking pathetic this is. First he was watching bad empanada videos. If you don't know anything about bad empanada, he's watched several of his videos and told people to go subscribe to him. He makes videos of cosplaying as Hamas, hunting civilians to kill. And he said he was looking for Ela. He was looking for a secretary to kill. He's a psychopath. It's a video game, yeah, where you play Hamas and you kill civilians. So Hasan was promoting him, literally. Now he's promoting, you guys will understand how crazy this is, Comrade Casey.
Oh,
The
no.
fucking creep that was cyber stalking fucking Love and putting his face on Hamas terrorists. This dude is literally, he is very ill. He is not a normal dude.
Nah.
Comrade? Mr. Casey?
I'll tell you
Is that
what.
what you're referring to?
Yeah, Comrade Casey. Did
got it.
I not say?
I just wasn't sure if you were saying Hasan or Comrade Casey.
He's watching Comrade Casey.
Uh-huh.
You guys in this community know how fucking pathetic that is. But here he is again. And again, like, I'm not doing this. I'm not I haven't pulled up a single Hasan hate video and watched it. This is, again, he won't watch anything I'm actually saying. He will only, and he goes, I don't have time to watch that. There's a genocide going on. That's what he always says. But he'll pull up Comrade Casey talking about me for like a fucking hour, watch the whole thing. Somebody's pre-chewed up fucking Ethan propaganda to get shoved down your mouth, you baby birded bitch. God, he's such a fucking bitch. Anyway, he's just doing.
Wait, who is the baby bird in this analogy?
He is. Hasan's the baby bird.
Okay.
And
I'm just having trouble
Yeah, it's fine.
following
Yeah.
a little bit.
Comrade Casey's chewing up the food and spitting in
Okay,
his
so
fucking
Comrade
mouth.
Casey is the mama bird in this case.
Yeah, which is pretty sad.
Right. That's why I wasn't following. I would assume that Hasan would be the mama bird in this analogy.
Oh yeah. So Comrade Casey made a video called, I don't know the exact name, but it's like Ethan Klein and liberal Islamophobia. It's a whole video about me being Islamophobic.
Got it.
Which is like awesome, bro. You got it, man. Go back to the Hasan meme. There's a genocide happening, man, and I'm the worst thing I'm the thing you need to be talking about right now in terms of Islamophobia. Okay. And then these guys are so full of shit. So they're watching like 10-year-old clips of me talking when I was in Israel. I don't even know. It's just dumb shit. But here's a little clip of Hasan reacting to it. That it was going on our subreddit. It's not real. There's 20% of the population in Israel is Palestinian, full citizens, integrated in all levels of work.
I'm beginning to realize that I just didn't see a lot of Ethan's commentary after the leftovers fallout, which led me to assume that he wasn't doing straightforward pro-Israel propaganda.
So now he's like going back in time and rewriting history. It's like he's actually so foul that I associated with him. That was all a mistake because he was actually racist that whole time. By the way, notice he doesn't refute anything I said. I said 20% of the Israel population is Palestinian, Arab, 100% true. That's just factual. And he doesn't explain why I'm wrong. He just says that I'm doing Israel propaganda by stating that very easily provable fact.
He wasn't doing straightforward pro-Israel propaganda.
By
this
saying
here
that
is
the
just straight up
the biggest minority group in Israel is Arabs, 20%, how is that pro-Israel propaganda?
Oh, there's Palestinian citizens of Israel, 20% of society, 20%. I'm sure it'll be fun.
He just said it funny. He's just like, oh, he said it this.
If he mentions the Arab Supreme Court, justice.
He always does this. He goes, what's next? Am I supposed to go back to my country? It's like, I didn't fucking say that, bro. And now he's doing the same thing. He's talking about an Arab Supreme Court judge who put a prime minister in jail, which I've never fucking said that point in my life.
Was the one who actually threw the former Israeli prime minister in prison. I've heard it a million times over.
Yeah, and I never said it. It's so dishonest. Who can fuck with this guy, dude? He's such a scumbag. And the thing is, I've been trying to be cool about it, but he's forcing my hand. There's certain times I was like, maybe I'm over it. I'll just let it go. He's forcing my hand. And I'm just going to say this, that I'm going to have a lot of free time coming up here pretty soon. About after Wednesday. And I have a lot to say. And I've got a lot of free time coming up. You know what I mean? Let's just say... No, I don't want to say anything yet, but let's just say... Let's just say this. I think I've said enough.
What the fuck, man?
These strawberries are delicious.
Let's just say.
I'm trying to exit this. But he literally is forcing my hand. Imagine if I did this to him like, he's like, well, Hamas are resistance fighters. He said Hamas is resistance fighters. What's next? Killing babies is okay? Like, that's literally what he's doing. Anyway, Hasan's a fucking piece of shit. He's a coward. He's dishonest. He can't engage with any actual substantive arguments. So he watches pre-chewed trash videos instead of watch. And then he goes, oh, the genocide is happening. I can't spend my time worrying about Ethan. He literally says that. Meanwhile, he's watching Comrade Casey, a dude who's so fucked in the head. He literally cyber-stalked Love for like a year. And fucking, the dude is sick, man.
Yeah,
He would literally talk about how he believes in apartheid state, but then would go away and say shit like this. He's so insincere.
Say shit like they're 20% of the population is Arab? What? They're like pretending that I said like export all the Arabs. What the fuck is happening?
I think the problem here is that he took advantage of a lot of your charitability and still enjoys the benefits of you believing he might understand what's wrong. He's fooled a lot of us.
Yep.
He does.
I fooled you all. I have not changed my opinion about this one fucking like molecule since the beginning of time. Or at least in the last 5 years. Everything I've said about Israel and Gaza has remained entirely consistent.
Use the Supreme Justice talking point.
And then his shadow goes, he did use the Supreme Court talking point. And then Hasan's like, oh yeah, he did do that already. I haven't. I have never done that. And this whole fucking propaganda system he has at just vilifying people who criticize him is straight, like, I don't know what to say. It's straight Soviet Union. Like this is like straight USSR level of fucking brainwashing that he's doing. And I'm not surprised because he is a tanky. And we'll get a lot more to say about that.
He's fooled a lot of us. He does use the Supreme Justice talking point.
I have never said that in my fucking life.
What is? I don't even know what that's in reference to.
Israel Supreme Court. There's an Arab judge who oversaw the case of sending a former prime minister to jail. Found them guilty. A lot of Israeli activists or defenders will say, how can it be apartheid if there's a Supreme Court judge who is Palestinian who like literally partook in sending a prime minister to jail? Like that is like definitionally not something you would see in apartheid. That's what they say, okay? Mm-hmm. I have never fucking said that. Okay. Like I said, it's crazy how I say one uncontroversial fact, 20% of the population are Arabs. And they spin that into like a whole mound of me essentially being Islamophobic. Yeah, this is straight up. 1984 was written about, and almost entirely about the USSR, and about how the communists fucking the communist way is like dependent on forcing doublethink and convincing the people that reality isn't reality, and this like extraordinary brainwashing and rewriting of history. Hasan does that. It's kind of nuts.
And over time, he played victim, claiming that people calling him a Zionist are being...
He played victim. Let me DM Love my picture of my cock. And over time, he continued to play victim. Hey, AB, don't you hate yourself? You're a self-hating Arab, dude. What the fuck's wrong with you? Anyway, he continued to play victim. Can I get a fucking job, please? Can I get a job? 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 God, you're such a fucking clown, dude.
Clown Rad Casey.
Holy
It's been
shit.
suggested.
What?
Clown Rad Casey.
Clown Rad? Clown Rad.
Do we like that?
I do like that.
Shout out. I don't think it's that strong, to be honest.
I like the image.
Clown Rad.
We could do better.
We could do better, but
Creep Rad Casey.
not that I don't appreciate it.
Creep Rad Casey.
He is more of a creep than a clown.
Love, I sent you a picture of my cock. Can you send one back? I'm wearing this. I'm gonna put on. I'm donning my tiara now because it's time to go to war, bitch. That's right.
People saying that 1984. People in the
Comrade
chat saying that
Casey. Whoa, that's vulgar. It's funny though. What, Dan?
there's people in the chat saying you're wrong about 1984 being about Stalinism. He's not.
I'm
wrong about
actually
that.
100% true, and I hate to tell it to you, it's about Stalinism almost entirely.
Yeah. I think people get confused because Orwell was a socialist, which he was, but he was deeply critical of the USSR. So that
being a
it's not
socialist-
it's not really. I don't think that's that controversial.
Was he
to
a
say.
social? No, it's known. Just look it up. It's known. It was mostly about the USSR, and it's so obvious if you've actually read the fucking book.
Yeah. Yes, he was a socialist, though. He was a pretty devoted one. He went and fought on the socialist side in the Spanish Civil War. He fought against the fascists and against the Nazis. But yeah, and a lot of tankies don't like him because of his criticism of the USSR, and I think he famously informed on a lot of pro USSR circles in the UK. So they straight up see him as a traitor for that.
People don't want to believe it. It's funny. The socialists are like, no, it's not about. Just literally look up, do one molecule of research.
1984 is about capitalism.
That is laughable.
I mean, it has things to say about capitalism, but it's not.
It is
not really that
expressly
controversial.
about the Soviet Union, and it's not about capitalism. It's about this social structure, the brainwashing, the fucking the power, the control over the people. It's about autocracy. It's about
That's the thing. I think it's about capitalism insofar as threads of authoritarianism
Yeah.
can run through
Hold on, I gotta get
a
it to-
socialist or capitalist society. So yeah, it is. It's not that controversial to say that. I'm surprised to have seen people saying that that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty true. It's pretty true. I loved that book in middle school, high school is when we had to read it. I think it was
I
high
read
school.
it somewhat recently. It's definitely one of the best books ever written, and one of the most disturbing books ever written, especially as you get older and you really understand how something like that could happen. But yeah, George Orwell was a real one. And even as a socialist, he looked at Stalinism, which people today still fucking think is based, probably including Hasan, who wouldn't go as far as to be like, yeah, I'm pro-Stalin. But let's be real. He loves Russia and he loves China and he loves all these tanky scumbags whose show he appears on, like Second Thought, First Thought, whatever the fucking First Brain. God, that guy First Thought is such a dumbass. Anyway, I'll get to that too.
Is he first or second, or are those
He
two
has
different
two channels.
people? So what?
He made a video.
Second Thought is like a second channel?
I think
Because we've
that-
always called him Second Thought, but maybe that's not really.
So-
does he go by First Thought?
So he has two channels. I guess the ones where he posts his essays is First Thought, and I think his podcast is on Second Thought. I'm not sure.
Vladimir Putin.
That's right. That's my guy. Yeah. Anyway, it's pretty awesome. But yeah, he's basically doing Stalinist fucking brainwashing tactics here. And also a big part of the story is about snitching on anybody who's close to you who's not falling in perfectly in line. Telling on your parents, telling on your neighbors, telling on your friends, telling on your grandparents. That's what happened in the USSR because everybody was being fucking disappeared. 100 million people were just being fucking killed because they were suspected of wrong think. And that's where communism heads. It has to be autocratic. That's where it always heads. It's just doesn't work without a fucking autocrat. And a lot of them say that too. They're just open about it. Yeah, we need we like authoritarian government of the people. It's right, like Stalin. Got it.
Well, those people feel that way. I don't really think that way.
But I don't think you're actually a communist, Dan.
Yeah, I mean,
I think like
all these labels are fucking dumb anyways.
Like-
I mean, I think that is I don't think any of these people are like, what does that mean to be a communist in a society where we do not have communism? I mean, do I think that is like a sort of long-term goal or sort of model of society that seems, desirable in the abstract? Yeah. But like, obviously we're very far away from that. And yeah, I mean, like the people that advocate for, vanguardism and violent authoritarianism to enforce that vision, there's a
lot of them.
That ain't my vibe.
I know it's not, and that's what I'm saying. You're not like them.
Yeah.
You really aren't. And that's why I'm trying to say, like, my problem isn't necessarily with socialism. I mean, I myself am a social democrat for sure. My problem is with these fucking authoritarians that want to control you, that are illiberal, that are against personal freedoms in the service of supposed equality at the hands of a fucking dictator who decides who's good, who goes to jail, who's bad, who gets fed, who doesn't.
Anti-Semitic. Ironically, an anti-Semitic statement in and of itself.
This motherfucker is this white bread bitch-made fucking loser is telling a Jewish man what's anti-Semitic. Like, imagine the balls. Like, imagine telling any other minority group who's like, yeah, this feels racist to me, and this is why I find it offensive. Like, actually, no, bitch, you're wrong, and also, you're the one that's racist. It's like, you fucking bitch coward. And the fact that Hasan is even watching this on his stream and show like he is anti-Semitic. This is fucking Jew hatred.
He does use the Supreme Justice talking point.
And over time, he played victim, claiming that people calling him a Zionist are being anti-Semitic. Ironically, an anti-Semitic statement in and of itself. But I'll get to that in a bit.
That's my problem is that people they're watching with the expectation they're looking for any.
I think his past open criticism of Israel and advocacy for Palestinians carries so much weight until October 7. Yeah, it carried a lot of weight for me too.
Yeah, until I realized that like a huge portion of you guys were okay with fucking Israeli civilians dying and like disintegrating the borders of Israel. Like, yes, I have a problem with that. I didn't fucking realize that was you and like basically your entire community. So yeah, we have a big fucking problem there, buddy.
Don't double down. You didn't do research about your co-host.
Yeah.
Take the L and move on. Token Yemeni.
Yeah. Now his audience is getting mad at him. Like, bro, this is your fault. You didn't do enough research on Ethan. Which funnily is what people are telling me. However, I actually concede that point that they're right. I had no idea that Hasan was like this radical. I thought he has a really good job of presenting himself as like a social democrat. Like, this is who I am. And I'm just like a normal guy like you, and I bought that without looking too far into it. But I absolutely made a mistake of making that show with him. That was 100% my bad. Let's see how he takes the criticism.
Yeah, my bad, dude. I should have spent a "What did Ethan say?" hour every day instead of covering the slaughtered children that Israel was killing at the time.
I don't have time. The children are dying in Gaza. Anyway, what does Comrade Casey have to say about Ethan?
That is a pretty weak fallback, I must say.
The slaughtered children. How can I ever respond to any criticism? Anyway, let's watch a ton of hater videos about someone I don't like and I don't want to watch their content.
Time. You're right. My bad. So for years I was
like, honestly, this is cynically fucking using the death of human people, the tragic fucking death of civilians as like a fucking veneer of coverage for his own pathetic ass not wanting to engage with real criticism.
Was fooled too by him. Yeah, that's what I should have done. I should have centered the conversation around like petty drama between me and my podcast co-host so that like all these other parasitic drama farmers could like attach themselves to that conversation.
Unlike I'm doing right now, watching Comrade Casey
as well. Make money for everybody.
Yeah.
And every single day, not talk about issues that actually mattered.
While literally promoting gossip drama channels that are like, just hate me. I mean, and Comrade Casey is like cringe. And
I don't think Comrade Casey is trying to be like gossip. He's trying to do like trying to video essay your ass.
Yeah, he's video essay my ass. You're right. I was going to say like Comrade Casey is like cringy and creepy and a fucking total dumbass, and he sounds like a dumbass. Like, I don't know how you listen to that. But Bad Empanada is legitimately an unhinged, fringe lunatic freak, and he has been straight up promoting him. It's pretty incredible.
You know? And you're doing it right now, dude. You're the one claiming he was a friend. At least admit to it and say you're sorry.
Yeah,
Aw.
apologize for making the show with me. And this is awesome.
That actually mattered, you know? And you're doing it right now, dude. You're the one claiming he was a friend. At least admit to it and say you're sorry. Aw. Does it hurt your feelings? Does it hurt your feelings that I didn't know the full scope of his commentary? Oh, I'm sorry. Talk to me when he spends, I don't know, a month and a half actively trying to get you deplatformed, okay? Are you the real victim here?
Are you? I don't know. It seems like you are.
Are you the real victim here, chatter? Do you feel so...
I genuinely don't know how people watch him. Like, he is so disgusting to his chat. He is so mean-spirited and disgusting and condescending to his chatters. And then he builds me up like I'm basically just a Jewish Nazi. And then he gets mad at his own audience for being like, you should have never made that show with him. You should just apologize and move on. And he's like, I didn't know. I was busy covering a genocide. It's like, well, yeah, of course they think that because you're the one that told them that.
Did the show for 2 years.
2 years, man. He never saw anything in those 2 years. But now all of a sudden everything is clear. Oh man, he hated Arabs that whole time.
Honestly, that condescending attitude he has is part of the reason why I stopped watching him personally. It was honestly for me, it was after the whole Ukraine Russia thing. Because at the time, I thought it seems like Russia's going to invade Ukraine, but he was so adamant, like, no, you're dumb if you think that. If you think Russia's going to invade Ukraine, you're stupid. And I'm like, well, I guess maybe I started to self-doubt myself. Mm-hmm. But then once he was proven wrong, then he calls everyone stupid for listening to him, I guess. Or I
He's like, I'm just an idiot.
Yeah, I'm just an idiot.
And then when he interviews the Yemeni kid, he goes, this is journalism.
Yeah, so it's just like... I mean, when you're covering politics, you're going to be wrong sometimes. That's just kind of how it is. So if you're going to be so aggressive to people and calling them stupid, once you fuck up, people are going to come at you even harder.
Right.
And you just have to accept it. But instead, he just gets pissed off. He's like, you're fucking dumb. You're stupid. You're annoying. It's like, come on, bro.
I think it's part of the zealous, like, devotion his fans have is that, like, it's almost like an abusive relationship, like the way he talks to them. It's really quite fucking foul. I feel like if I talk to people, it's like that meme of like the ugly guy being like, you look nice today. Ew, HR. And then the handsome guy comes. You know, you've seen the meme.
I know the meme.
So if I
Controversial take, though, the way that Hasan yells at his audience, I like that.
I think on the whole, there's a lot of...
I get why people don't like it.
I think it's a lot of times really gross. I think it's really gross.
I think it would be funny sometimes, but other times it is condescending to his own audience.
It's like sometimes it's fine, obvious. But I mean, like anything, this time it's really gross. I mean,
Are your feelings hurt? Are your feelings hurt that I covered genocide instead of whatever the Ethan was talking about? My bad.
Yeah. So anyway, let's just get our Geiger counters out because there's a lot to say about this motherfucker. And he is begging me to put on the hazmat suit and look for some uranium.